guys, so today is my September favorites video. I don't have a ton of products to share with you this month, but each one is pretty good, so I'm excited to share them with you. Let me know down below what your favorite products were this month, and I would love to check out some of your suggestions. And let's get this started. So I'm going to start with skincare. I have two favorites this month, and they are products that I received from Drunk Elephant. This one here is an exfoliating bar. It's really great for normal to oily skin, but even on my dry skin, it's not too stripping on the skin. And I basically lather this up and work it into the skin, and it has the really tiny micro beads that exfoliate and clear the pores. And I find that my skin just loves it. It just clears everything and it helps clear breakouts, things like that. The thing is that I can't use this every day. I normally use my Foreo, so I use this about once or twice a week, especially right now when I'm trying to get rid of all this dead dry skin I have. And the other duo is more hydrating, so it's very creamy and it feels almost like lotion when you're putting it on your wet face, and it leaves my skin feeling like it's got a little bit of a moisture boost while also gently cleansing. So I really love both of these, and I will be purchasing the full sizes when I finish them, but I feel like a little goes a long way, so I keep these actually in my shower and use them when I shower. The next thing I'm going to share with you is a primer. I'm gonna have a video on this guy. So good. This is the Touch and Soul No Problem Primer. It's basically a smoothing primer. It's excellent. For $18, you get over 1 fluid ounce of product. It's very silky and almost slippery, but I didn't see any like silicone products in it, and I find that plays well with foundation. I haven't had any issues layering different kinds of foundation over it, unlike some of my other pore primers. I also don't always feel the need to use my pore smoothing powder that I normally use, so that means that this stuff is pretty smoothing and I just use it all over. Normally with a pore filling primer, it's so thick and weird with foundation that I just put it right where I need it, but this one I don't have to think about it. I can just slap it on across my entire face, and it gives an overall really flawless, beautiful finish, and it helps my makeup last longer as well. The next product I'm going to talk about is a specific color from the NARS Power Matte Pigment line, and it's the shade Don't Stop. This red is probably my favorite red. I've worn it pretty much all week. It's a classic true red. I mean, it makes me feel really pretty. It's one of those lipsticks that dries down to be matte, but it's not overly drying, and it's very comfortable. It feels lightweight, and it's very, very long wearing. I love a reliable red. Anytime I go for a bright red, I choose a formula like this because of all the shades to bleed and transfer and get all over. A red is not the shade I want to do that. I really want a red to stay in place, so this formula is amazing and the color is stunning. One swipe, this is the kind of color you get. I can't recommend enough, and I feel like it'd be flattering on all skin tones. The next product I'm going to talk about is a highlighter. This is from the brand Fenty Beauty by Rihanna, and I received this from the company, and it's in the shade Mean Money and Hustla Baby. If you're interested to see my first impressions, I do have a video on that. It's the Kilowatts Freestyle Highlighter Duo. These are so beautiful. This more subtle side on the left is my absolute favorite. It's one of those that I feel like I could kind of wear all over. Look at that glow. It just makes the skin look so luminous. And then the other side is great as a pop of really intense color. And I actually love this right at the tops of my cheekbones, and also as an eyeshadow too. I've got two makeup palettes to talk about. The first one should be no surprise, and it's the Natasha Denona Lila palette. If you're interested to see a tutorial I did using this palette, that was one of my previous videos. Natasha Denona shadows are just unbeatable in my opinion. They are fantastic. I know it is a pricey product, but to me, if you are a hardcore makeup lover and love these shades, then I don't think you'll regret it. I wouldn't recommend Natasha Denona shadows to just anybody. Like somebody walking off the street who doesn't really like makeup, then it's probably not worth the price tag. But for me, 100%. The other palette I'm going to talk about is this guy. It's actually a refillable palette. I ordered this from Colored Rain. I love Colored Rain. The Queen of Hearts palette is really good. Their liquid lipsticks are nice. This is like a giant extra large Z palette. So it's magnetized. It has a mirror all along this side, and then it has enough space to hold every single one of my single eyeshadows. I was surprised it was pretty much perfect for my eyeshadows. There were 2 left over, but they were really empty pans, so I tossed those and it holds every single other one except for my Makeup Forever shadows. So yes, and I also have like a little NARS duo single thing that I don't put in there because they're a weird shape. I am absolutely loving this. It's really sturdy. I don't feel like my shadows are going anywhere. I can put it upside down without hearing any of my shadows like moving. The magnet is really good, and I just keep this on my vanity. It's really convenient for a collector. I know they have a couple sizes, so if you're interested in a slightly smaller size, you do you, but this is really working out for me because I can have every single one of my colors in one palette, and it just sparks my creativity. I just really love being able to look and see all of them and mix and match colors. Ever since I got this palette in the mail and I arranged all my shades, I spent hours arranging my shades, I've pretty much just been reaching for that and then pulling in maybe 1 or 2 shadows from this palette, but mostly like sitting there playing with my new favorite little big jumbo guy. I have one more favorite to share with you guys. It's basically a jewelry brand, local brand I found through Instagram. By local, I mean from Chicago. It's called Local Eclectic. Here you can see, Local Eclectic. They have stackable rings, necklaces, earrings, but they use a lot of opals, moonstones. I'm obsessed with moonstones. I always have been, and little like diamonds and stuff, but they bring in artisans who make unique looking pieces. Let me show you up close. So this one right here, I don't know if you can see, this guy, let me take it off. This guy has little moonstones. I think they're really unique. They've got like solid gold, stuff like that, but the more inexpensive pieces under $100 are like plated. This is one of my favorite duos. So this one here reminds me of the Harry Potter Deathly Hallows symbol. It's a little moonstone and cubic zirconium, and then this one was the very first one I got, and I just am absolutely just obsessed. And I really like that they're stackable. Let me show you this one too. This one's really spiky. This one has labradorite. So I've heard mixed reviews about this place. Personally, I had a good experience. Obviously, I can't talk to how the pieces wear over time, but I do know with jewelry like this, you don't want to get it wet. You don't want to do any heavy lifting. You don't want to do, like, they're kind of high maintenance. I know that they do sell those more expensive pieces. With those, you can be a little bit more, you know, the plating isn't going to wear off. Yes, I just thought that it was pretty. One of the websites I saw called it like a curated Etsy. Go follow them on Instagram if you are interested. Alrighty loves, so that is my September favorites list. I hope that you enjoyed. Again, let me know what your favorites are this month. I would love to hear from you. I will catch you in my next one. Bye friends.